Good evening and welcome to Chasing Prophecies Halloween special on FM 105.3 New Orleans, where we discuss anything and everything beyond the scope of normal. I'm Sister Barbara Ann, along with my guest, Sean
Ann.
Kelly, Jason Ibijo, Trish Mo, but she's not here for some reason. I don't know
She
where
said she's coming.
She said
She's
she's coming. Yes.
Wow, we have an interesting show tonight, guys.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know
So,
where Dr.
That's
J's an invisible man, I think.
well,
Oh.
I think I might have fixed my camera. Hold on a second. Let me see. 'Cause I made a costume specifically for the show.
Oh, well, would anybody like some chocolate? And we have some popcorn balls, and we have some musketeers.
Hey guys,
Are you
happy Torture
supposed to
Tuesday.
be
I'm Jenny
me?
Nicasio.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is so freaking funny.
It is.
Oh, I love
It
you,
is.
Jason. You cracking
Isn't
me
it
up,
great?
buddy.
That's good.
I got some nice lashes there for you, Jenny. Some lip
Oh,
gloss.
you look so beautiful. Oh my God. That is just so funny.
My
Oh
little
my
earrings.
God. Oh, I have to tell my fan club to put you on just to see you. Oh my goodness gracious. That is hysterical.
I dedicate this costume to you, Jenny.
That's so
That is
good.
hysterical. I
It's
can
epic.
see that, Jason. You're cracking me up.
It's epic.
Oh my God. Wait, I gotta put some. This
That
sounds
is
funny.
That's so epic. It is.
That is the greatest.
Yes. Where's your
Oh
mom?
my.
Where's your mom?
Oh my God.
Where's your
That's
mom? Where's your
hysterical.
mom?
I have to take a picture.
There's my
of
mom.
it. Oh,
There's your mom.
Jesus. Oh, my
Oh.
Lord. Oh, Hail Mary.
Hail
Oh, my God. This is
Say
so
a prayer for
wonderful.
me, Sister Barbara Ann.
Sister Barbara, yes, we are here to confess our sins today.
Oh, good.
Absolutely. We're
Good.
going to have a fun time tonight in this. Oh, I'm hearing myself. It's going to be one of those nights.
You're all
I can tell.
discombobulated now. You've never seen
Yeah,
yourself in this presence.
I'm all discombobulated. That's so
Did you ever think you'd have so
funny.
much facial hair?
Oh my God, I love it. That
I
is
can't
so
wait for your
funny.
mother to see it. I can't
Oh
wait for
my
your mom to
Lord.
see it. Oh my God. It's awesome. It's awesome.
That is
Jamie.
Jason. You made my night. I swear to God.
I'm blowing you kisses, Jenny.
I want you to confess your sins today, darling.
Well,
Yeah. But I also made some treats for our party. I have here. I just want to show you. I took a lot of time into this today. We have some little bats.
Ah,
ooh,
cool.
Aren't they adorable?
Yeah, they are.
they're so
And this is
cute.
for all
Look
the
at the
people who
eyeballs.
like candy corn.
Ooh.
I was a very busy girl.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're gonna have a great night. So I just want to let everybody know we're streaming on multiple platforms tonight, and we're on YouTube, Facebook, we're on Twitch, I believe. We're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. Anybody wants a reading? We have a special night today because we have a treat for y'all. Okay.
Yeah.
First half of the show, we're going to do some readings, first 2 hours. And we're going to do short, we're going to have, we have a special guest. Sean, why don't you introduce our guest? She's going to be on the first half. Then we're going to take a little break. We're going to talk about some of our clips. We have some special stuff behind the scenes. But first, we have to, we want to talk about a new podcast that's out. And I think everybody's going to like it because it's history. It has art. And if I can get this right, we're going to put it on so you can hear it. So this first hour is, hopefully it comes on.
Art Legends in History podcast. If you want to learn history like what was pop art, who was Andy Warhol, and why did that guy paint a can of soup, this is the show for you. You can find Art Legends in History wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Okay, guys, that's a great podcast. Want you all to check it out. And I think Trish will be here shortly. But like I said, so if you want a reading, please post in the chat. And then I will send you a link. We'll just do the link right now so I don't mess it up. I'm putting the link in right now. If you want, you're going to go behind the scenes. You can go audio or video. You can use either one. Okay. So I'm going to put the link in. Please be respectful. I'm going to put it in. I think I did it. Okay.
There it
Go
goes.
ahead, Sean.
Yay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very slow.
Thank you, Augie.
Augie. Jamie, you looking sexy. This is good. Well, the guest I have tonight, her name is John, and she is from Pittsburgh, I do believe, and she is a psychic. Well, my friend Deborah, who runs Mystic fairs and stuff, she really highly recommended Joan. So I'm looking forward to getting a reading from her. So anybody, Joan. You
I'm
Joan?
sorry.
Where's she at? You got to pull her
Where's
up.
she at?
Sister Barbara Ann.
Hi, Joan. Hi, Joan.
Hi, Joan.
Welcome, Joan.
Thank you. This is like my favorite time of year, so this is exciting.
Good.
So, Joan, tell us about yourself.
So I am a psychic medium, pet communicator, and I also have a master Reiki practitioner degree. So do a little bit of everything. Been working professionally for about 4 years, been able to do this for about the last 12. Kind of came out of the closet about 12 years ago. So when I look back in all of the experiences I've had, I can see how I've had those abilities, but I didn't really have a name for it or knew what it was really called until about 12 years ago. So.
Awesome. So when did you said, so were you psychic when you were a child?
I had a lot of premonitions. I had a lot of dreams that came real, thoughts or things that I, had were in my gut and then later did come real. So I guess I didn't really understand. I kind of grew up in the middle of the state of Pennsylvania, and it was kind of taboo, very religious area. So I didn't really have anybody that I knew or had vocabulary to understand what was really going on. So yeah, I think even when I was young, I had those abilities, but I just didn't realize what it was.
Cool. That's amazing. So it's Halloween. Okay. Now we were talking last week that the veil is very thin at this time. Have you noticed anything unusual?
I think I always notice things that are a little more unusual, especially like with full moon, and different seasons that come and go around the full moon. I think it is a little more obvious that things are stirring. I don't know. I don't really know much about the veil or be able to talk about that. But at the same time, I think with COVID and how things have changed, people are more open to readings and being open to kind of dive deep into some shadow work and figure out what's happening and who they're missing and if they can connect with them.
I was just listening to actually a online I think it was YouTube, and they were talking about people are laughing at you, Jason. They're talking about like if you dream this time a year. Here comes Trish, so let's bring her on.
Oh,
Trish!
wow.
Hey.
Oh, I love it.
God. That is
Wow,
cool.
you were busy doing that. Wow, that's amazing.
I'm the pumpkin queen.
I can see it.
I'm
love
Janie
it.
Nicasio.
He's me, Trish. Boy, you put a lot of. Oh wow, how long did it take you to do that?
Like 15 minutes maybe.
Really, 15 minutes.
It took me less time to do this than it took my computer to update.
Oh wow, it's
wow.
amazing. I love it. It's really cool.
Yeah,
It's really nice. It's really neat against the backdrop that you have. So since you're here, do you want me to see if there's any confession you want to do? I also do priest stuff too. I do the priest. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh Lord.
I have fun with the priest backstage. No. Okay.
My virgin ears. My virgin ears.
Oh, this is fun. Okay, what I was telling Joan was they were saying if when you dream of a loved one, okay, and if your dream is right before you wake up and you remember your dream, it wasn't a dream. It was a message. Have you heard that before?
I tend to feel like if you're getting woken from like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, those are usually visits. At least they are for me. And I think if you remember it pretty clearly, it's usually a visit. I think it's different for every person, though. A lot of people that I know who dream in color usually have those kind of dreams where they have visits too, or they can do astral traveling when they're sleeping too. So I think it's a little bit different for everybody, but.
What do you think about that, Jenny?
Oh,
Janie. It's Janie.
Janie.
Get it right.
Janie.
Janie.
Oh, there's just so many different things, and a lot of I find like a lot of people have like premonitions and stuff when they're dreaming, or it seems to be like this time of year that a lot of people get involved with paranormal and want to start seeing psychics and mediums and everything, and so do you have like a lot of influx around this time of year? I was just wondering that myself.
It is the busiest time, just because everybody's in the mood and in the mode of celebration of fall. So
right.
Yeah, it is a little bit busy. There's a lot more festivals and expos that happen during this time, so it does pick up quite a bit. People like to have home parties where you can go and like read for a family and kind of stay at their house, and they have food and drinks and stuff like that.
Yes.
Old school parties, decoration parties. Now it's psychic parties, so it's a lot of fun.
That's the same thing for us on the paranormal side. Like this time of year, everybody wants investigations, to go on investigations, or people might start taking more notice to the bumps in the night in their own house or things like that they might not normally notice, and then we get called, and this is our busy time of the year as well.
I think it's interesting though, because a lot of people, it's kind of the unspoken. If they're not out open and like really loving this kind of stuff, it's usually the unspoken kind of hidden, and it comes out kind of the back door, where they they talk to their family members or their and then as it stirs up around the holiday season, it's something that they talk a little bit more about behind closed doors. So
So remember, if anybody wants a reading, I put in the link. You can go ahead and hit the link.
If my mom's listening, she'll probably jump on it.
You can do audio. You don't have to do video.
Hey, I want a reading. I'll start it off if you don't mind,
go
John.
ahead.
Yeah, me too.
I want one
I'm
too.
first. I'm first.
Cyber Demon wants one too.
Click the link, Cyber Demon.
Click the link, Cyber, and we'll let you go before anybody else if you get in. But go ahead and do Sean while he's trying to figure it out.
John.
Yeah. You have a specific question?
Not really. Just what you see. That's all. That's all I want to know.
Okay. So I feel like a father figure is above. So this would be on your mom's side. So your grandfather on your mom's side is coming through, and your father has already crossed as well. Okay. And do you also have a brother, or it would be a cousin or a friend that was like close to the side of you that crossed within the last 5 years?
No.
Okay.
No, unless, our family is not a happy family, so a lot of word doesn't get around. Maybe somebody did, somebody didn't.
Okay, so the father figure is bringing in somebody who's close to your side. So again, that would be cousin, friend, who would have been like a best friend, could have been a brother. But if you don't have that and you don't think of that off the top of your head, let me just see where we're going. And your dad was a hard worker. He worked with his hands and they got really dirty all the time.
Okay. Yep.
And he would have died from the heart attack, stroke, something that was quick and sudden from that chest.
No.
I feel it in the chest. So if it's not a heart or stroke.
He died of cancer.
And in this region, this feels very tight here.
Well, it could have been, it was all through his whole body. So you could say the chest, yeah.
He makes me feel like there was restriction in the chest. So I'm not sure if it started somewhere else. He actually makes me feel like it started in the lower region, but then he does make me feel like it was in the chest. Are you sure there's not anybody you want to like hear from? I feel like you know death well. I feel like you have a lot of family members who've crossed.
I'd like to hear from my dad. I haven't. It's crazy. Before you go on, I've been in the paranormal business for over 30 years, and you know what? I have never, ever, ever had a contact with my father. Never.
Maybe he doesn't want to talk to you.
Maybe not.
That's possible. I don't know.
So I kind of embrace the fact that I'm an empath, that they can kind of impress feelings on me. And that's one of my things to know for sure, that if I'm in the right place or I'm getting a message right. Another thing is if I ask them a question, it's pretty quick. It's something I do, in my thought. But if I ask them, I try to ask them 3 different ways if I'm not really sure. He does talk about working with his hands. He makes me feel like he was a hard worker, that he was a laborer, meaning that he got really dirty and he didn't mind getting really dirty. I see more like dirt on my hands. Like I feel like my hands are sore, that I work really hard with my hands. He makes me feel like he was a man of very few words, that he had a strong personality, that he could be really kind of gruff. But at the same time, he was one who kind of watched people and he knew kind of who to trust. But he doesn't make me feel like he was like a chummy kind of guy. Does that sound correct?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he makes me feel like he had a falling out with somebody a couple months before he actually passed. He doesn't make me feel like he has talked to everybody before he actually crossed. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, he did.
Okay. He also makes me feel like he didn't pass alone. He makes me feel like he had 2 other people with him when he did cross. But he also makes me feel as though he lost his ability to communicate at the end.
Oh yeah, for a half a year he did. See, whenever the cancer hit him hard, he was just a vegetable laying in the hospital bed at home, and he couldn't talk. He had his he knew something wasn't right, but he just couldn't talk.
And did he have like a scar? He's showing me his neck. He's showing me like, I don't know if they took out lymph nodes or something, but he's showing me his neck and showing that something's different within his neck. Do you remember that from the last?
I don't. Sorry, okay. I don't. But thank you though. Thank you for that reading. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Good, Jenny.
Oh, okay. It's my turn. Cool.
Or is there any commenters?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. People want them, but they get shy. They don't have to do video. I'm next.
Okay, so wait, your first name is Jenny?
Jenny, yeah, not Sister Barbara Ann.
It's Sister Barbara Ann.
No, you're playing a good role there. It looks really good. No exorcisms, right? We're not doing that tonight. Okay.
Come to me. I'm looking for a hot priest.
I'm not going to send any your way.
Brittany, I hear they got some.
Hit the link and come on in. You don't have to do a video.
Yeah, you don't have to do video. You just hit the audio.
Come on in, Brittany.
Don't be shy, guys. I'm shy.
Okay, so Jenny, I feel like there's a friend that's coming through to the side. They do not make me feel like they're related at all. They make me feel like it was a sudden death. So that would either mean like car crash, the crossing over by their own hands, that it was very, very quick. They make me feel like this happened anywhere from 5 to 10 years ago. Feels like female.
A friend?
Yeah, cousin, friend, best friend. When I say friend, it's usually to the side. So they don't make me feel like it was a family member, though. They make me feel like it was somebody you knew really well. But it does feel very sudden. I feel like there was impact.
I don't have any friends that passed away. Not that I know of.
It feels on that same line that it would have been at the same age as you. So it would have been same growing up.
Maybe like an old friend, Jenny? Like an old friend you haven't talked to in a long time?
I don't have any friends that passed away.
Lisa, click the link and come on in.
And do you know of anybody in your graduating class? Have you been to any of your reunions or anything like that that you know of that they've crossed? Because they're claiming that they were side by side.
Do you know of a name? A first name?
They usually don't get names. I'm like, that's my worst thing.
I don't know any friends unless they passed and I didn't know about.
Okay.
I can go find out tomorrow if I have any.
Start checking obituaries.
Not that I know. I'm trying to think of any friends that passed away.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave you with that. I do feel like it's a friend or somebody who would have been about the same age. They make me feel like they've crossed 5 to 10 years ago. They make me feel like you were, when they knew you, you were very aware of their life and how they, like the things that they were involved in. They do make me feel like it was very sudden, like very unexpected.
Do they have a message or something for me? I don't know of any friends that passed away. I know other people that's passed away. They're mostly family, no friends.
She doesn't.
Can you tell what she have any what she looks like?
Mid-length hair. It's like dirty blonde. She has like a brown hazel eye.
No.
Really wide smile.
No.
A very unique laugh.
Mm-mm.
So,
anybody from my family
he's pretty talkative
out there? Is there anybody that wants to talk to me that's been bothering me lately?
Oh, yeah, didn't you say there was something the other day? So somebody might be trying to get a hold of you.
Yeah.
Tickling your toes.
Grandmother on your dad's side? Is she passed?
Yes.
Okay. And she would have seen you growing up. She would have been a part of she didn't live very far away. She makes me feel like she would have been a part of things like getting you dressed up for Halloween, being there when you went to proms or dances or things like that. Any kind of milestone things.
On my mother's side or my dad's side, did you say?
She's claiming dad's side, but
she never helped me with that.
It doesn't mean that that's per se, because sometimes they come together.
Do you see anybody hanging around here?
Where, in your space?
Yeah. Well, I have a backstream, so don't go by that.
I'm just trying to look at you and get the energy for a second. So.
That's a green screen. That doesn't look like a green screen tonight.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a pretty cool green
I put a green screen up myself. Excuse me while Janie has to touch up her lip gloss.
Did you ever see me do that? No.
That's funny.
Beautiful lips, Jason.
I feel like there's a male figure in that space who's in his 50s, has dark hair. I feel like there's something wrong with the knee. Very protective. He makes me feel like he walks the perimeter of the space that you are in.
Oh, yeah. Is he related?
I hear 2 yeses out of 3. And do you have a lot of static in your electrical things that happen in your space? Because he's talking about the static he creates, and it's not just flickering or anything like that, but when you turn things on, it actually makes a noise. He's talking about a static and a sound.
Well, I think he's here right now because I'm tingling all over the place. My arms.
Oh my God.
That's probably because you see yourself on a different screen.
I know.
Your male version.
Man.
He makes me feel like he's pretty tall, and he makes me feel like he walks pretty slow. And I don't know if you're hearing things in other rooms walking.
Oh, we heard a real big loud noise today that it was so bad. I thought my mother fell. I was in the shower and I ran out so fast, but we don't know what it was. I don't know what it was.
But it was
Well,
like a
thank God she
thud.
didn't.
That wasn't walking. He makes me feel like he was like shutting a door. It was a thud.
Oh, this door shuts all the time.
Yeah.
Now, do you know how he passed?
Lisa, yes, you can do just audio.
He shows me something with the head, trauma with the head. So I don't know if he fell, got hit.
No, my dad had a trauma. He had a brain bleed, but my dad wasn't in his 50s. He was he was like 70 some. My brother, that was my brother. I'm thinking that the man that you said was in the 50s. He was only 40 when he died.
Christine, click the link and you can get a reading.
I don't know if there's two of them coming together side by side. One makes me feel like there's trauma to the head.
Yeah.
Is the brother taller?
I would think they're probably about the same height.
Okay.
And when you said I had a friend, I had two sisters that passed. That's why I thought maybe one of them was, but none of them were light-haired.
Yeah, it's like a dirty blonde, hazel brown eyes.
I'm gonna have to do some research. I'll let you know.
Really wide smile, great, very unique laugh. I mean, it would have been distinct to remember or hear it.
Maybe I don't remember. Okay, I'll let somebody else go. I'm gonna
We got some people that are trying to get in. I think they can't find a link.
I put a link. Okay, we'll do Brittany and then we'll get Trish. Okay, and then we'll take turns. Thank you, Joan.
Thank you.
We got the screaming girl's death.
During my time on the show, I've picked up someone a few times behind Sean during a show, and once or twice with you, Sister Barbara Ann.
Oh, really? Brittany, can you hear us?
Looks like it's still loading or something.
We have two Brittany's. I don't know what's going on.
Oh.
Is there two Brittany's or is it just the one Brittany? I see.
I don't know.
No, see what?
Talk to the guys.
Oh, there you go, Brittany.
Do you hear me?
Hey, Brittany.
Hey, Brittany. Yeah, we hear you.
Hi. Hello. Welcome
I don't know
to
what's
the show.
happening in my end, but I can hear you guys well.
Good.
Can you hear me now?
You hear us?
How about now?
It's kind of the screen is loading,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
and the audio is kind of like messed up.
Well, we can hear. You can't hear us at all?
Oh, there goes the screen.
Lost her
It's
again.
freezing for me.
I wonder if it's something to do with like the Wi-Fi or something.
Maybe her Wi-Fi isn't good.
Yeah. Or maybe it's all the goblins.
Or maybe she
invading the
ain't
show.
supposed to
Oh,
get
well.
a reading tonight.
Maybe
Is there a chat that I can see that like people can come in or no?
they can come in. Now here's Val.
Here's Val.
Val,
And Brittany just came back.
unmute yourself, Val.
Val,
Val.
unmute.
Hit unmute, Val. It's in the bottom. There you go.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Val. Thanks for coming in.
My pleasure. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing all right. So how you been?
Just fine.
I'm gonna put the link in Pittsburgh Paranormal. These guys all from your site, guys.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
Val.
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 What am I doing?
Do you have a specific question or anything, or anybody you would like to connect with?
Nothing specific on questions, but I would be really curious if either my mother or father were nearby.
Okay. And Val, where are you from?
Pittsburgh, originally West Virginia now.
Okay.
Your costume looks great, Val.
I
Kind of
feel
dark in here. Hold on.
I feel grandparents first. I feel like they come through first. This would have been on your mother's side. So since you want to like talk or see from your mother or father, I'm going to see if I can ask them to move aside and bring them through. Now they would have died not long from between each other, so like a couple years in between, like each other.
Like 9 years. So it was a bit.
Okay, so with the grandparents, would your mom have passed shortly after the grandparents, the mother?
Yes.
Okay, because they're talking about a very short distance between the two. So mom or grandma, and then mom would have crossed, but not very far apart.
Correct.
And mom was the last to pass. The father was first.
Correct.
Okay. And father had a heart attack. Somebody's showing me they had a heart attack.
He did.
Okay. And which one had cancer? One of them's claiming they had cancer.
My mother did, but she didn't die from cancer.
No. And did she also, or was it the grandmother who had like diabetes, had circulation issues?
Mother.
Mother? Okay. And she says you were there when she crossed?
I was.
Yeah. She makes me feel like she was really with it mentally, that she knew people were around, but I don't think how she makes me feel is like she had the ability to talk, but she wasn't saying what she really needed to say. She makes me feel like she crossed without really having a good parting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think she was, me personally, I think she was very scared, or just.
Yeah, she makes me feel like you had some closure, but she doesn't make me feel like she had closure. So that means to tell me that she didn't say the things that she wanted to say. She wasn't doing the things that she felt she should have done. She does make me feel like she had a lot of anxiety. So to me, that tells me that hospice was not involved.
Hospice was involved, but it was a very quick and traumatic. It was very traumatic for her, I think.
She doesn't make me feel like she had the settings like hospice would have to kind of lead it along. So would she have gone into hospice and like within 24 hours or 72 hours she would have crossed?
She went into hospice and within an hour she crossed. They cleaned her up and they let us in the room and she died.
Yeah, I don't feel like there was time to really have that happen in sequence to get things kind of in order and get her mindset prepared for what was going to happen. And when you were with her, did she talk about seeing other people around? Was she reciting other people? Because she's showing me that other family members were like near her when she crossed.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And she talks about talking about them and seeing them and telling you, and yeah. And she's showing me favorite flowers. So I don't know if you planted flowers for her in honor of her, or if there's a garden that you put like a memorial, but she's talking about flowers.
My brother had me plant flowers for her.
Okay. And she makes me feel very emotional. Did you get like tattoos, or who's in the family who got the tattoos in honor of loved ones?
Me and my 3 kids were talking about doing that for my dad.
Okay.
We talked about it for years, but we've never done it.
When somebody has like a birthday that's similar, they're like very close, very similar. So I don't know if somebody like mother, father had a similar birthday like to one of the grandchildren.
Her sister.
It was her sister?
Mm-hmm.
Mom and sister. And sisters crossed as well?
No.
So was she one of 3?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm getting confused. So she's still alive, the one that has the same birthday.
Both of her sisters are still alive. Their birth dates are 3 days apart.
She's talking about another female that's with her that feels like a sister. So this could be cousin, best friend, second cousin. Like when I say that out loud, I feel very emotional. So it's somebody who she would have known really, really well. Did she have a best friend that crossed about 1.5 years before she did?
Maybe Judy. Or Jerry.
Would that have been about the same time frame, 1.5 years?
Yeah, I think.
Yes,
I think
Rob.
maybe.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you wanted to ask them?
Well, I really thought that we said she was able to see everybody before she passed, except for my brother's kids. But she did get to say goodbye to everybody. I think that she needed to, and I do know that it was traumatic for her when she went. And I feel bad about that, but I couldn't have done anything about that.
Well, she makes me feel like she fought it. She makes me feel like it wasn't a smooth ride. She also makes me feel like there were issues after she passed with like taking care of her belongings and things. She makes me feel like there was a big hiccup that made it really, really hard for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell her it's okay. I'm dealing.
She just kind of expresses her remorse of like not having things set up okay, because she makes me feel like it was elongated. It shouldn't have been that big of a task for you.
Yeah,
and
it was not her fault that it happened that way, but I got screwed royally after she passed.
Yeah, so
well, we're gonna have to wrap up, Val. We have 2 more people waiting, and
Thanks, that was awesome.
Joan's only here for
you, Val.
till 10.
Bye guys, love y'all.
Love you.
Okay, Chris is next, I believe. That's your mom, right? Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Oh, it's my mom.
Hi. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, do you have a question or comment or a reading for Joan?
I would like a reading from my husband that passed away in March.
Okay, we're gonna limit them for 5 minutes because we have one more before she leaves.
okay.
We have another one coming on at 10. Go ahead.
Your dogs are very loud, mother.
And your husband, male, would you have been with him for 20 plus years?
Yes.
Would you say his sense of humor was very dry and very funny? Like he said things, but he meant them to be funny, but they came across like he was
the wrong way. Yes.
It was okay.
Yes.
He has a really deep laugh.
Yeah.
Very kind eyes. Very kind eyes. He makes me feel like he had a special drink, like a favorite drink that he always drank. That he always kind of had the same thing all the time. And why does he make me feel like he doesn't like people who smoke? Like
he quit smoking many years ago when Jonathan was born. He quit cold turkey.
Because he
didn't like to be around people that smoked.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, he's definitely here. And he shows me a truck. So I don't know if he was all about a truck or he got a new truck. Or that he really liked automobiles, but he's showing me a truck that's all clean and neat and very precise.
He did have a truck.
And it was like his baby. Like he shows me shining it up. And nobody was allowed to eat in it or take it or drive it or do anything. Like it had to be like a certain way.
Yes and no on that one.
Yeah.
He like kind of holds his keys and shakes them. So like I don't know if there's a big thing about did you have to sell his truck then after he passed?
We sold it before he died.
Okay, because he's talking about handing over keys.
Yes, he did. He didn't want to, but we had to get rid of it.
Okay. I also feel like there's a dog. He brings a dog through. The dog was kind of like medium size. So I'd say around 20 to 30, 40 pounds.
Alive or dead?
Oh, jeez. Damn, Mom.
Well, I mean, we have ones that passed and we have one dog that was his that's still here.
We've had so many, it's hard to figure out which one.
I feel like this one's passed, but I also am seeing a dog that has like multiple colors. So like it's not like a white dog or a black dog. It has like different colors.
Probably Sunny.
Is
this
one
black
passed?
and gray?
Passed?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you think, Casey or Maggie?
Yeah, Casey was his dog. Springer she passed years ago.
Now, the one that you just told me about, is it Casey? Was she kind of like talkative, barked a lot, very mouthy, yippy, very vocal? Because there's one that's coming through that's vocal.
That it's been so long since she passed. Yeah.
And the one that's still alive, is this dog white?
Yes.
Okay, show me a white dog. And did he pick up the name? Like, was it like a funny name that he named the dog? Like it was a special name that he picked?
He called her Sparkles, and the one dog that is alive is Roscoe that he picked his name.
I think he's talking about the Sparkles or whatever.
Sparkles is his dog, yeah.
I feel like it's very affectionate. I feel like it's his
Yes,
baby.
they had a connection. She
And I feel like
mothered him.
I feel like he used to like give it treats that it wasn't supposed to have. Like he would sneak it food or sneak it cheese or sneak it something.
Yep,
that, like,
all the time.
Then he would like lie to you, be like, "Oh no, I didn't."
Oh,
do that.
that's Bruce on the way. Yeah.
And like, does the dog have like a stomach thing where it like eats too fast and like it burps? Because it's showing me, which dog was that? There's a dog that eats too fast and like literally has like reflux, and I can feel it.
I'm not sure which one that would be, because I don't think Sparkles. Well, she eats. They all eat kind of fast.
But she ate all them chicken bones at one time.
Yeah, and it got stuck in her stomach.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to let that one go for now. 'Cause we have one more before.
Thanks for coming on, Mom.
Joan has to
Have a good
leave.
evening.
Thank you,
Chris.
Bye.
And we're gonna bring Jean on, and before that's your last. I guess that would be the last one before you have to head off, because we have another psychic. She's in the back room. She's Dr. Margaret. I can't remember her last name, but we're gonna bring Jean on. Hi, Gina. You have a question for Joan?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, Gina.
Hi, Gina.
Hi,
You
Gina.
guys all look cool. I love your costumes.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm not.
I
Gonna
like
show
yours
you my-
too.
I'm not. Yes, you can see my.
Gina won't let. Gina doesn't want to be on camera, I guess.
No, I don't, because I didn't know that I was going to be, and I don't have any makeup on.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Don't worry, I got plenty on.
I guess my question is, do you see? Well, I guess you can't see me, but I don't know if you get the feelings or whatever. But anybody that's passed that in my that I would know that wants to connect with me.
Okay. Okay, so I see a male beside you.
Oh.
I do feel like it's older, so I don't know if this is father or uncle. It makes it feel much older than you, though. It doesn't feel like a grandfather figure. Does that make sense?
I wasn't really close to my grandparents, but they were like a lot older. So
It would have been uncle. So if your mom would have had a brother or your dad would have had a brother, it feels
Okay.
along that line.
well, there is a male that I was close to, but they were not related to me. So I don't know if you see
Would they have
someone.
been the same age as uncles, like to your parents?
No, they would be like maybe 3 years older than me.
Okay. This male is claiming to the side of your parents. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
what it feels like. Okay, so let me see if somebody else, because and then I get grandmother on mom's side,
Okay.
and now this friend that was a male that you said that crossed.
He was more like someone that I was in a relationship with. Yeah.
Would he have died quick death, sudden?
Yes.
Okay. Would it have been weird because it would have happened at night?
It probably more than likely it
It's happened
was.
at night.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Very quick. And there would have been one other person involved in that.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to have them hurry. He makes me feel like, and you would have been dating him like right before this would have happened.
No, we have a daughter together.
He makes me feel like you had dated him and then you weren't together. Like
Yeah.
there was a chunk of time right before that you weren't together.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about his name, and he's talking about, does his daughter have his name in a feminine way or something about his name?
So my daughter is 30 and her name's Alexa, but she doesn't have his name, but it's Alexa. There's Alex in that name, I guess you could say that.
Okay, because
But-
he's talking about a portion of it being the same.
Oh, okay.
And okay, again, I'm getting a tattoo. He's showing me a tattoo. So I don't know if somebody got a memory tattoo for him, if it was the best friend or the daughter.
My daughter has a tattoo that she has a tattoo of, not of him, but the symbolic,
The memory.
Yeah, a memory.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure why he's showing me purple roses. Purple roses are one of my favorite flowers, but purple's a favorite color. But he's showing me purple roses. So were there roses that were placed by the family that were a unique color, either purple, blue, black, something like that? Because he's talking about an odd color of a flower.
Well, no, there wasn't any odd colored flowers. My daughter was young when he passed away, and she put roses in his casket when he died. And
so significant color. What was the color?
No, they were red roses.
Okay, I'm not sure why he's mentioning purple, but he's talking purple.
I don't know.
Unless that's a favorite color of somebody's. And then who just had the anniversary? Somebody just had an anniversary that he's talking about, a celebration. So it's either anniversary, like birthday, his passing.
His passing will be November 30th next month, and his birthday was September 16th.
Okay. And did they do something special for his place of work where he worked? Because he's talking about them doing something special for him because he died. And I don't know if it was like a chair, like a bench or something. He's talking about like a memorial, like a thing that was put up, but he makes me feel like it was work or somehow that it wasn't family related.
So he had a daughter that passed, another daughter, not my daughter, that passed with him, and there was a memorial for her that, like a tree, they planted a tree on her behalf. So I'm not sure if that's what you're getting.
Would it have been anyhow related with like where they worked? Because he's talking about work.
Not really, but I do know that a couple of his work buddies have kept in contact with me throughout the years,
Okay. And would you know if they have also gotten tattoos?
I'm not sure.
I feel like the impact of his loss really affected them.
Yeah.
And one of them in particular really took a spiral.
Yeah, there was one guy in particular that really, he would send us cards and money all the time, but I'm not sure if he had a tattoo. I doubt that, but.
Okay. Any other questions? Because we're probably a little close on time. So
no, I just wanted to know, if he has any messages or anything for my daughter or myself. That's all.
He does make me feel like he's in the car with the daughter. That he travels in the car with the daughter.
Oh, really?
And I feel like if she's not aware, I think she is acknowledging things about him because he's saying like he hears his name and so he shows up. And I would probably talk to her about her driving.
My daughter.
Yeah, a little bit reckless. He's warning. So.
Okay. I'm always. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell her she definitely drives fast, but I will tell her that.
Well, thank you for letting me connect.
Thanks, Gino.
Yeah,
thanks,
you, guys.
Gino.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Okay, Joan. Well, thank you so much. It was great to have you on.
Thank you, Joan.
You could stay
Yes, Joan,
later,
thank you.
but we have another medium psychic in the Dr. Margaret Rogers. So we're going to go ahead and bring her on. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. And if anybody wants to connect with me, I have a webpage. It's jonesconnect.com. And I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Joan.
Night.
Thank you.
Night.
Okay, we have another psychic medium that we got tonight from a great publicist for her. So we're going to go ahead and bring her on, and so she can tell you a little bit about her. I know she's a doctor, and she talks about Gemini. So we'll bring it on. Hi, Margaret. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, Margaret.
Hi, Margaret.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I have to compliment Joan because that took me back to 1960s, 50s, 60s, when I was doing mediumship in England. And I don't do much of that these days. I do more about psychology, psychiatry, counseling, their issues, and whatever. So I don't know what you're expecting from me.
Oh, well, he told me that you were going to come on here and help us do some readings.
Oh,
I think we all need to see a
I'm
psychologist.
I'm doing readings, but I just don't know what track you're taking because John Paul didn't tell me anything until about 20 minutes ago. So,
Oh, he didn't tell you. Well, that's great.
yeah. Well, no, it's not.
We might have to call. We might have to pull Joan back in here.
No, he's not. He's not to blame. I've been busy all day. Okay, so anyone online, or is it with you guys?
Oh, do we do-
Trish.
I can't recognize you.
She blends right in with the background.
Well done. You did a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm going to be reading you, Trish. Is that what's happening?
Joan, welcome back.
Yes, please. I got here late, so I'm the only one on the. I think. Have you all?
Now, do you want me to go into the? Do you want me to go into the spirit world like Joan was doing, or do you want me to talk about the here and now and the things you're doing? How do you want me to?
Since it's Halloween, what about the spirit side of things? Keep it.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you guys
a
think?
lot of spirits that have a lot of spirits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
The liquor store down the street's got a lot of spirits.
Trisha, I'll start with you because I'm already getting stuff that comes in pretty, fast. I've got many, just so everybody knows, I read with archangels, ascended brotherhood, and all those kinds of people. So they just blood me and I just pour stuff out. So I'll just go with that. Now, what I'm hearing from, you ready, Trisha? Because it's be fast.
Yes.
What I'm getting from Spirit about you is that you are what we call a mature soul ascending into an old soul vibration. So you're in it's not like you do it all in one life, you do it over many lives. And you've got a very strong connection also with the aliens. So you might have dreams that you've been on another planet, or, that you're getting something from your spirit guides that tells you that you're old in terms of the way we think in England and Europe and all over the world. So yeah, you're old, very old. but in terms of the oneness, which is billions and trillions and beyond anything we can imagine, you are that mature level going into the old soul vibration. So you have a complete affinity with people when you meet them, but I'm a bit worried about you because you're not always closing down. And so sometimes you come home with some of their negativity, and your spirit guides really want to remind you that your ancient self, you like to think of it in an earthly way, is actually very aware of the fact that you know how to close down, but you're not remembering. So it's, but you're not remembering. So if you go to a mall or a ball game, for example, in the future, and really, really close down, but if you're just having a session, you're reading with someone, whatever you're doing, they're saying only work with throat, third eye, and crown, because you don't need to empathize, you don't need to feel, you don't need to go through the psychometry of knowing that person, because you can read them like a book. Boom. Okay.
Yes.
And so don't be so nervous about it. They're saying, let us give to you. Now, one of your spirit guides is dressed in Turkish old-fashioned clothes. And he's coming forward and he puts his hands over you like this. And sometimes you feel this energy coming over from him because he's actually stabilizing you. And you've been going through yoga over time. You've had all sorts of destructive and instructive and constructive things going on. So you're oh, is this good? I'm moving forward. And then wham, something else happens that pulls you back. And then you're like, what am I doing? What's going on? I thought this was going to be good. But then you're supposed to sit back and look. What did I just learn? What's going on? So that I can then take that and move it forward and grow into a more dynamic you, so that you can get out there the way you want to get out there. And I'm really hearing the radio, the video, YouTube, they want more. They want you to do more that is to the point, because you're an educator, you're a teacher, and they want you to flower with that. Does that make sense to you? And now
Yeah,
they're saying,
I've been getting that for a few years now, and it was just probably within the last year that I, kind of stepped out of the fear, because I've been getting that message. They've been pushing me to do that for a long time now. So,
and in a way, they're saying, you're going to think I'm musing, but I'm not. I have to tell you what they're saying. This mask that you're wearing is very pretty for the series that we're all doing for now, but it's almost like you hide behind a mask, and it's like being in the front and being on public, view is it's like my mind is saying, I hope they like it, and I hope I do well, and I don't want to be an idiot, so you worry a lot. And they're saying that gets in the way of you really getting more information. So be calm, be sweet, be gentle, and just say it is what it is. And then you're going to find yourself even more powerful, more active, because this old soul part of you is waiting. It's like you're waiting. That's why you're stuck in this mature part. Get over that and move on into the old self, where you just throw things out in a way like I'm doing with you, because you could do this. You could talk nonstop.
Oh, I do it all the time. With my friends and family and stuff, I channel all the time. And they're like, whoa, that's, and I have to remind myself that it's a lot of information for
it is. And do you record it, because that's where your little stories and your book forms and all the things that you're moving into now are going to make a lot of difference for you, and it'll give you more confidence in what you're doing. When I look at your everyday self and I look at people that are around you, I'm really feeling that a lot of them are sucking your energy, especially one person, a man. Okay, it's like remotely and phoning and sending texts and all this kind of thing. I'm feeling takes up your time, and they're not questioning it from my point of view. They're questioning it from your point of view, for you to answer to them, why are you keeping it going? Does that make sense? You don't have to answer me or anyone else. It's for you to answer that, so that you can step back and really open your eyes wide and see what's really going on, because you're being drained. Does that make sense?
It does. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry to cut you short, Trish. We'll have to pick it up later, but our line's getting long. Okay. We have a Dev on the line. Is that how you say the name?
Yes.
Okay, Dev, do you have a question for either one of Joan or Margaret? Or a reading or whatever?
Yeah, I'd like to have a reading for my friend Muzz, who passed away back in 2011.
Are you asking me or Joan?
We can always both connect and try.
Now we're putting you on the spot.
Yeah, let's try both.
I should put this forward. Okay.
He would have been fairly young.
Catch a psychic by the toe.
He would have been fairly young.
Okay. What's his name?
It was short for Muzz. Muzamil. What's his name?
Can you spell that for me?
Muzzamil.
Muzam. Okay. Do you want to do it, Joan, or do you want me?
We can both go at it. Go for it.
Okay.
Can you read notes as well?
Say that.
Can Dev read the chat as well, or no?
The chat?
Yeah.
I'm not reading the chat. I never can do the three things at once, let alone two.
I can see the chat, yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, so what I'm getting here from this person is arms stretched out, and I want to hug you for them. And the sense of that hug is, I'm still there. I still feel this. I still understand and know what you went through yourself, but realize that while we're over here, we're learning to let go of many of the negatives. And he had a lot of negatives, and a lot of questions so many times about, why am I living? What's the point of this? And how can I get around this issue or this problem all the time? And so he said he's stepped back in that sense. He's looking at the way he was thinking and feeling during that time. And you have to understand too, from his point of view, it was yesterday. You know, it's not a year and it's a bit longer than a year, but it's not that time for him. He's still processing. And so that hug means a lot to you. Does that make sense to you?
Oh yeah, no, it does.
Yeah, he loved you. No
Yeah.
doubt about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were nervous. You were nervous.
Mhm.
But he's pleased about you because he's watched you. He's looked in from time to time. He's watched you put yourself back together because it tore you apart. But now you're fresh in your mind. You're understanding what you were learning. So in a way, you're working on it down here. He's working on it up there. Do you want to add anything, Joan?
I was just kind of typing in the chat for him as you did that, so I'll let him read
I'm
mine.
not read. Okay. All right. You sure? Okay. What else do you want to know about him or yourself or anything else, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, I think I want to know, is he happy? Does he feel like, he's at peace?
He's laughing, really laughing. And he said, that's something I didn't really do on Earth. I didn't laugh a lot. I was serious. He said, up here, you don't have time to be serious. You're too busy looking at other people and looking at what goes on. And he's attending, there's a temple he goes to up there. He's just up there. And he enjoys that. There's a lot of friends he's made. There's 3 people he knew when he was young that he really looks up to, because one of them was his grandfather, but he didn't know him very well. But he heard so much about him that it stayed in him as a child. So he's now met him and working with him, and he really likes that energy and he enjoys it. The other 2, one committed suicide, and he's been working with him, and they're all men. And then the other one was a teacher he had in school years ago, and he wasn't happy in school, but this was the one teacher that reached him, and so he's with him as well. So
Okay,
he's got
Deb, we're
these
running out
people
of time.
guiding him.
Sorry to cut you short. We were packing
Does
in
that
the
make
place.
sense to you?
No, it makes sense. Yeah, no, John, I read your message. It all makes sense to me. Yeah, thank you. And
Okay,
thanks, Margaret.
thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, we have Lisa in the backstage.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Peekaboo, we see you.
Hello, Lisa.
I know, I'm shy.
Hello.
Yeah, I was just
I'm
wondering if
dressed
you
like
had,
a woman. Don't worry about it.
I was just wondering if you had any messages from my daughter,
What's your daughter's name?
Bianca.
Oh, pretty name. Do you want to do it, Joan, or you want me to lead
I
it?
actually just read her a little bit ago in the chat. I gave her a bunch of information in the chat, so I'm typing
Oh,
like
you're
crazy while
weird.
you're talking. So they're getting both of us.
Okay. I'm feeling that her passing was caused by something like a cancerous thing in her body. Is that right?
No.
No? No. Okay. Let me go with what I've got here. I can't get rid of that word, so I have to stay with it. Okay. So if it's not her, then there's somebody around you that's dealing with that issue right now.
Yes.
Okay. So, because they don't necessarily want to talk about themselves, they want to talk about what they know, what's going on around you. All right. Well, she's hugging you, she's loving you, but you've been depressed. She's worried about you. Why? What's been up? What's been coming down? You know, you need to realize that it's your point of view, she say, and you can shift it. If you can just, okay. She's talking about, you know, in what was that movie? Dead Poets. Thank you, love. She said, you know, that teacher got the students to stand on a table and get a different point of view. She wants you to get under the table and look up, because you're looking down all the time at what is, and you're seeing the worst, and she wants you to look up and look at the oneness, look at the stars, look at the sky. She said, there's so much beauty here that I never dreamed of while I was on the earth. But now I'm seeing blood on the wrist. What's this mean to you?
Nothing.
Who
I have no idea.
You don't know? Okay, I'll ask her. What's this mean to her? Okay. Her best friend is suicidal. Do you know who she
her
is?
best friend. Yeah, her best friend used to cut herself.
Yeah, okay, that's what she's talking about. She wants to give you some proof it's her. You see, it's what they do. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she has to give you proof. Otherwise, you can say, well, I don't know if it was her, you know. So they do that. And that's what Joan was doing earlier on. All right. So she's grateful that you're calling to her, but she doesn't want to go into the past. The past was very up and down and unstable. It was hard for you. Her sudden movement away from you, there was spats between you a lot. She wants to start over like now, and let's be friendly. Does that make sense to you as well?
Yes, I talk to her every day. I mean, I have her ashes. I put her in a doll. I dress the doll. I kiss her, and that's what I do. And I have this mannequin, and I saved some of her clothes, and I dress her like maybe once a month. I change them. And then, as I said, my sister made with the rest of her clothes, we put sunflowers, and there's a bee on there. And on the back of the other side of the blanket is all the rest of her clothes that we made.
I'm sensing from her that a lot, when you were talking that, I have to be honest and tell you what her spirit guide is saying. Okay. Now, her spirit guide is actually the one I'm looking at, is actually a Catholic nun. And she's saying, she's putting her arms around her because she's saying, you pull her back to the earth too often, because her soul, your daughter, needs to be free to go on. And while they understand your need to have her connection, it's also keeping you depressed, and it's keeping you back from flying and being more free. And I know Joan's already getting this kind of thing too.
Okay,
well, her father passed away 10 years ago, and as I understand it, somebody says that her father took her up, so she's with her father.
Oh, there was.
Now we're going to have to
just
cut.
her father. There was others, quite a few family members.
Thanks for joining us tonight, Lisa. We're gonna have
Thank
to let
you.
go.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have Nina.
Hey, Nina.
Nina, you're on mute. Unmute
Lisa, you're
yourself.
gonna have to get
There we
out.
go.
For some reason,
There
you're not.
She did my
Hi.
lovely makeup.
Hello.
Great job.
So I honestly don't know necessarily who I would reach out to ask about, but I'm kind of just interested if anybody is kind of reaching out toward me. I know there's been like a lot of decision making going on in my life recently, and I think I would kind of just like to hear from maybe somebody over there. They might have some, intuitive that I don't.
Well, and immediately I saw your face. I knew that you've been doing a lot of thinking. Should I do this? Should I do that? I could do that, but then that might not be, and perhaps this will be. And it's all about moving and change. And I'm seeing Saturn and Pluto, and Saturn is the planet of lessons, and Pluto is power. And while they've been at a square, in the sense they are slowly moving away, and they're telling you that just be patient until around December, because once the planets get in a better position in your natal chart, doors are going to open. So the work that you've been doing in prep, it will be pretty up to date and ready, but you will have to expand your mind and go at it from a different point of view. And you're not even going to understand this until it happens, because someone who's coming in who is a friend of a friend in association, not a pal, but a friend of a friend association, will hear via them what you're doing, because you already know they're talking about you. And so when that person is brought in somewhere in literally on top of Christmas, you're going to be knowing when you go into the new year that you've got support behind you. Now, do you want to move to a new home?
Not so much a new home. There's things that we want to do here, but it's not so much about moving. So,
well, this step that's coming towards you may well require you to move. And so this is why they're warning you. These planets, Saturn and Pluto, are testing you to see if you really, really know what you want to do, where you want to be, and how you want to do it. Because the one lesson you've been learning all through your life is rely on you. Every time you rely on someone else, they say, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that, and then they disappear. Okay. So this is your choice time. This is coming in for you to really, make changes. Now, it's like I see these dollar bills. They're only dollar bills, but they're coming down like rain. So you're going to be making smaller money, but it's a lot of it. So stop thinking about a large amount. Think about things coming in doses as you need them. Does that make sense? And with your partner, I want to say, let go and let him be the way he wants to be. Because we keep trying to, well, you could do this and you could be that. And
There you go.
Does that make sense?
You just made him a happy man.
it does. 'Cause, yeah, I was going to say, my partner is right over there. So.
He's a pretty girl in the wig.
About being trapped.
Margaret, God bless you.
Let me be the way I want to be.
A woman, apparently. A woman.
Yep, today, yes.
Yeah. So
okay.
So if you stop worrying about what he's doing and start worrying about what you're doing and where you're going, you'll have more impetus, because when you're on the other side of the fence trying to nurture in that direction, you're exhausting yourself. You're tiring yourself.
Got 46
now,
seconds.
Psychologically, I got to say, okay, stop worrying about tomorrow. Live now. Because one day you're going to be my age, which is 79, and you'll look back and go, why didn't I do something? So focus on yourself. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Val.
Thanks, dear. Thanks for the great makeup.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Great on here.
And the buzzer going to bang in 2 seconds. So I'm going to reset it. Okay. We have, we're going to make this good. Okay, let me get the 5-minute timer.
Now, they are
Okay,
able
we
to
have
the chat, right? If they're in here.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think they can see.
You can see the chat, Nina. The
I
private
think
chat.
they can see the private chat.
Yeah,
Okay, we're
there's
going to
something
add
for you.
Mark. I'm going to set
I
the
was reading
timer.
what John said.
Hello.
Hello, Mark.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
Good. How
Hey,
are you guys
Mark.
liking the show? So I was wanted to see if Joan or Margaret could see if any of my loved ones that passed into the afterlife are trying to reach out to me or give me a message or something like that.
Well, as I attune to you, Mark, the first thing I feel was your family is small. Right? I have a family that's small, and they're mostly all on the other side now as well. And I can identify with that. I have to come back into you rather than them. Maybe Joan will pick up something about them. But right now I have to come into your loneliness and say to you, you know, you've got a lot of talent. You're interested in music, the arts. You've got interested in physicality. You like to be with people, but you've been a recluse lately. And it's like I'm all alone. And I want to say, get out. I know we got the dreaded lurgy and we can't really get out, but there are scenarios where you could wear a mask or you could hide your face, not to make up. But it's like have fun and enjoy life, because I'm just feeling you're sedentary, and your spirit guides want to motivate you to take your creativity and use it and work with it. You know, one of the people I have as a partner is Katie Kamara, and she was just doodling, and she's ended up doing fabulous drawings with just a pencil. And I feel you have neglected your artistic side of you, and it's an important side because it brings out more of you. It supports, when you're doing something creative, you're supporting the practical everyday life thing with rejuvenation, revitalization. And I'm feeling you've gotten stale. I'm sorry I use that word, but that's what they're giving me. You've gotten stale in your pathway, and so it's the same old, same old. And the only way you're going to transform it is to get out there and meet people and suck in new ideas and be stimulated by people out there, rather than I'm all alone and they've all gone and so on. Moving into the other side of the oneness, I see a man, I see a woman, and they are holding a baby. So I guess this is you. So are you both your parents on the other side, right?
Wow.
What's that?
Yeah. Both your
Look at her
parents,
eyes.
they're on the other side, right?
No, they're both alive.
Okay, so then who's this with a baby holding a baby? They look like grandparents, but they're holding a baby. But I felt your loneliness, so I made that connection with them. So if are you wanting a baby?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay, that's what they're doing. Oh, sorry, I got it confused, because when they just give me, I prefer to hear them. So, okay, there's a baby coming then, because they're holding it, and so they're preparing for it. So that's going to come along. So these are not your parents; they're your grandparents, and I'm going to your mother's side. Okay. So let's leave that there, because they're saying a surprise is a surprise, and they don't want to spoil it. Okay. All right. What else did you want to know? Because I don't feel a whole bunch of spirit people wanting to come and talk to you right now. Sorry.
Well, that makes sense about like the rut. I've definitely felt like I've been in a rut lately, and I've been thinking about my grandfather a lot from my mom's side. So, and you said
He's
he was
quite tall compared with your grandmother. It was quite a difference. They're not like how can I say this? Maybe she was 5'3" or 4, and he's like 6 foot or something. There's a difference in their height. Do you remember that?
he definitely was taller than her. It's been so long since he passed that I don't really remember, but he definitely was taller than her.
But also, I feel that holding the baby was at your christening too. So you'll have to ask your mum. So who was there? And then again, I say christening or blessing. I feel I'm in the wrong religion here. More of a blessing. So what did you grow up in?
What? Okay, I guess I'm done.
You been cut off.
This is your mother talking. Get out.
I appreciate the reading and time.
See, you know one another. I don't. I'm here in the dark.
Mark, can you see the comments from Joan?
Yeah, I'll read them.
Yeah, she said the same as me. So, yeah.
You could probably copy and paste it if you
Yeah, I'll
want.
copy and paste. erase that.
All right, Jason's turn.
Well, thank you
Jamie.
very
Is it my turn?
much,
All right,
Mark.
thanks a lot, guys.
It's Janie's turn.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, I have where'd they
Janie.
go? Okay.
Yeah, Janie's the only one.
Janie's last one.
Janie's
Yeah.
the last one. Where is she? I don't see her.
I'm
You're
right
right
here.
there on the top right.
I'm right
You.
here. I'm right here, Barbara Ann.
You can't see yourself?
That's
Go
good.
ahead, Janie.
So now, Joan, do you know Jamie?
Nope, I don't know anybody.
Okay, so you're the same as me. We're raw here. Okay. Jamie, I love your energy. I love your vibration. Your spirit guides say that laugh and everything that you have is the comedian, because you have the ability to take a negative, twist it around, and make it a positive. Okay. And you could even be on the stage doing that, and people would laugh. You know what I mean? There's an actor in you too, because on the other side, if it's personal, your downtime, you put on a show, I'm fine, but you're not. Okay. And you hide a lot from people. And I'm feeling sorrow and sadness in you from history going through your life. I don't know exactly what it was, but I feel like you were, they're not showing me incidents, but I feel you were put down a lot, bullied, frustrated with other kids at school. But there was also an adult who was also, you got to be more, you got to try harder, you got to become something. So all of that has put a try hard in you to be a likable person. And your spirit guides are saying you have to realize now that you're an adult and you can walk away from anyone. You don't have to go to school and be putting up with. So if you join an organization, you've got 3 people who are just downtime, walk away. Stop trying to reach them, because you don't give up. It's like, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to tell them. But why? There's a billion. Well, let's put it this way. There's billions of people all over the world. Why do you keep picking the poor ones who don't appreciate you when you give help and time and effort and energy? Don't. Go to those who are ready to listen and will be grateful for your input. You're a wonderful counselor. Wonderful. You just know how to reach them when they're really, really into you and listening. You do a good job. But when you're up against those with barriers, that's hard work for you, because it reminds you of the barriers you had as a child. So even though you understand them, they still stick on you when you come up against them. That makes sense?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, thank
Now
you.
I've got to go into your future. Christmas trees, Christmas lights, Christmas time, happy time, holidays. Enjoy
Cookies.
it.
Cookies.
Enjoy it. It's like, how can I say this? Every year you're a provider. It's let others provide you now. Sit back, have some fun, and enjoy it. And what's this musical instrument you've got?
Ooh.
Oh, I'm a guitar player of 22 years.
Okay, see, I know nothing about you. Play it. Entertain them. Don't be in the kitchen cooking.
I'll be eating all the cookies, going to a diabetic coma.
And I'm not done here, because with that instrument comes some originals that you're writing. Perform them.
There you go.
And put them up on YouTube.
Yeah.
People do that all the time. Why aren't you? They're saying, because your stuff's like your stuff has a message.
Yeah, me and Jenny were just talking about that the other day. That's interesting.
Yeah, it needs to go out. Okay,
Okay, Jason. We have Brittany in the backstage. We're going to bring Brittany on. Brittany, you have a question? I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes because we have one more after this.
Hello,
Hi.
Brittany.
I just want to know if there's anybody that wants to connect with me tonight.
Anyone besides me?
Anybody besides you?
Well, we all connected through the internet, if that helps.
I actually specifically, I would like to know. I had a miscarriage in 2013. I was 3 weeks pregnant. Didn't know that I was pregnant.
You told me. Don't tell me. Never tell a medium any information beyond your question. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I already saw that. I felt that you had lost 3 times. Okay. And what your spirit guides are saying is, it's unfortunate, but you know, there's a reason. And I'm going to tell you, it was not a waste of time in terms of the energy. Every spirit that comes into the body of a human brings their coding, their DNA and their RNA and their soul structure coding. And so each time you were pregnant, the spirits who came were not intending, in fact, 2 of them were your spirit guides. So they were not intending to stay in this world. They wanted to change your energy. And so by coming directly into your body, that happened. Now, I have a book. I don't usually pitch, but I have a book, Pro-Life, Pro-Choice, Pro-Spirit. Please download it and read it, because I haven't got time to tell you everything. And you'll read how my spirit guide, Sister Teresa, came in my body when I was raped. So, and I'm like, no, I did get rid of it deliberately. But all the time I was pregnant, I was like, where are you? You're the one that always helps me. And it was only after I'd lost it that I said, well, where were you? And she said, inside you. Okay. And I had 100% dialogue with her from that day on all my life. And she's ascended. I know more about her now. And I'm saying, so when you think of those babies you lost, the 2 that you lost for short term, those were spirit guides. Okay. And I know you're going to immediately say, well, who were they? You know, because you're not psychic like I am. So I'm going to give you the first guide that came in, male energy, Anthony. Okay. Anthony was a very common name in Roman times. And so, yes, he was Roman. And he says that his journey in that life, he knew you. So in the spirit world, you said to him, please be my guide. And so he's your doorkeeper and he keeps you safe. And you were going down the wrong hole in the wrong direction, like Alice in Wonderland, going into crazy life. So he wanted to stop you doing that. And that pulled you up with a start so that he did what he came to do. The other one was female, but I'm just feeling a male body again in you. And the female, her energy is not so old. Her last incarnation was in the 1800s in France. And again, you were in France with her in a past life. So you made friends with her in the spirit world to come in and give you a sense of feminine self-esteem, self-worth, and value. And she gave you that. And so you went through a big clean out, try out, do better on yourself. The other was your body was in rejection at the time, and that's why you went longer. Okay. But you are on a pathway now to happiness and joy because of those 2 pregnancies. Okay. And if you read the book, you'll see all the different things that are in there. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you,
We've got
Britt.
40
All right,
seconds
thank you,
left.
Brittany. Yeah.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you, Brittany.
We got one
Thank
more,
you.
right, Jenny?
We have 2 more,
Two more.
Alexa and Kelly. And
Alexa,
Alex.
turn the volume down, please.
Britt, you got to go, babe.
She just said, my Alexa said, I'm not sure. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Britt.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Brittany.
Okay, let's see. Alexa. Okay, Alexa, thanks for coming on. You
Alexa,
have
hello.
5 minutes with the 2 psychics.
Hello.
Hi, Alexa.
Hello.
Should I put headphones in?
You're
If you
Or
can
is it
hear
okay
us
like
normally, it's okay. I can hear
Okay.
you well.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Alexia. Sorry.
Do you have questions?
Not anything
Or-
specific, just kind of open to whatever the universe wants me to know.
Okay. Well, what I'm hearing from your spirit guides is you're in times of change. Your study work has weighed you down a great deal because you've been studying, but you're diligent. And stop worrying about passing because you're going to do okay. Okay. Now, with the study that you did, you have to focus where you want to go with it. Have you made up your mind yet?
Yeah, kind of.
Give me a
little
helping
bit.
hand here with the beauty, with the healing, with the health.
Yes, with healing.
Yeah, okay, that's right. You got the right. I just want to make sure you picked the right choice. Now, you're very, very psychic. You've been psychic since birth. And you would go up to people and you would tell them stuff. I was just the same, 2 years old. And they look at me, how'd she know? And my mum would say, well, she's a vivid imagination. You're the same. People would say to you, how do you know? You're, when you say something is futuristic, then they're like, oh, I don't believe you. But, oh, maybe, and so, you're able to attract people to you and they like to be with you, but they're in your shadow in a way. And because you're a bright spark and you're psychic and so on and so forth. And there's some girl around you that is jealous. It's the best word I can use. Of you, who you are, how pretty and beautiful you are, or whatever you're doing you are. So it's like you might be saying, I just made a dress, and she'll say, I made a dress once some time ago. She's always got, I've done that too, or I've been, does that make sense to you? Yeah. And spirit guides are saying she needs for you to just turn around nicely and say, you've done everything, haven't you? That's wonderful. And make her realize what she's sounding like. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
if
it
you say,
does.
well, you told me that before, or you do, she's going to come back with, oh, you're picking on me and that kind of thing. So, but if you give the information in a good way like that, like saying, wow, you've done so many things, haven't you? It's wonderful for you. She's going to go away thinking, oh God, and now I'm having to prove it, and then she'll tone down. Does that make sense? Because it's been bothering you. Now, is there a ginger cat here?
What?
Have you got a ginger cat
ginger
or ever
cat?
had a ginger? Yeah.
No,
Ginger
I
cat.
haven't.
It's a tiger type. What do you call those with stripes on? It's a ginger though. You don't have
I
it?
know what you're talking about, but I haven't had one.
Yeah.
Of those.
Okay. Who does? Someone has it.
My grandmother
Can't
had
bring it
one
to
when
my-
she was very
Well-
little.
Nope.
I'm
No,
a
no,
ginger.
this is
and
a
that's
lie.
nice.
Okay.
This is alive now, this animal. Whoever owns it, if you haven't met them yet, you will. When you see that cat, you'll
A ginger
know
cat.
this person,
A tiger.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's a
Guys,
tiger,
listen.
stripy one.
Okay.
And when you see this person as this cat, and remember, time in the oneness, they don't tell you exactly, but I'm feeling soon, so I just have to say soon could be months. But,
Okay.
Thanks, Alexia.
Alexa,
Thanks,
thanks.
Alexia.
you'll know this person is the
Okay, we have
important
one.
person.
We'll take a 2-second. We have to shout out to our sponsor, Carnation. Make sure you get your breakfast essentials, Light Smart, or any kind of Carnation instant breakfast, Carnation evaporated milk, anything. Halloween's a great time to make some pumpkin bread, and Thanksgiving's coming up. So thanks, Carnation. And now we have Kelly.
Hello,
Kelly.
Kelly.
Welcome.
Hi, Kelly.
You have a question?
Hello, Kelly.
Hi. So I don't know, not necessarily a question, just kind of whatever. If there's a message for me from a loved one or the universe, whatever, anything along those lines.
Patience, patience, patience. That's what your spirit guide's saying. You're always hurrying up and trying to get everything done yesterday. That's how they feel about it. Living in the now. For example, with all the planets the way they are, I get up in the morning and I go, okay, I'm going to do ABC. And within half an hour, the phone goes this and that, and I'm running around doing something else. And I just feel that's like not just the planets, but your normal life. And I want you to take control of it. That's what they're saying. They want you to stick to your guns about what you are going to do and get it done for yourself in a pace that is easy for yourself, instead of trying to squeeze it in between everything else, like running around taking kids somewhere or running around picking up something for someone else. Are you in graphic design or anything like that?
Nope.
You should be. You can look at people's style or the way they work, the way they dress, that kind of thing. And I'm just feeling that you have the artist's eye. And right now you're grounded in many ways. And I'm just feeling that if you could do those kind of designs that's in your head and what you see on people and so on, dress people in, that you could do this online and share yourself, and that will build up more about you and what you do. You're mediumistic yourself, and you can probably read me quite well. And so it's a question of you just trusting that side of yourself and doing it more often. I'm hearing either a fire engine or a police noise, when they're going down the street, they deafen you. And I'm feeling either you live near one of those buildings where they come out and make that noise, or you've got someone who hears that noise a lot.
I grew up
can you
next to
help
a
me?
fire station.
Ah, okay. So they're just that's the way of your spirit guides telling you they've been with you since birth. Okay. And they don't fill in all the details all the time because of time, short time. All right. So coming back to graphic artist design and things like that, I feel a night school is in order. There's more than it getting you out of the house, away from the family, away from the pressures, this is something for you that you can go off, like night school or something, study some lectures, study some work, and take your original training into a new direction where you can put pictures up or take, I'm even seeing photos, so that you can design things, and whatever you do is in your head, not mine. So I can't tell you exactly what you're going to do, but I just feel this is the new area because you're overwhelmed and over the top with what you've been doing. But nobody wants to take away what you've been doing, but we want to put it in a new format. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kelly, can you see the private chat from Joan?
Oh, let me see.
I'll be quiet while you read. I'll read it.
I am the youngest grandchild. In all of my grandparents, except for my grandmother, are still alive. I mean, my grandmother's the only one still alive. The rest have all passed. So that makes sense, that comment.
Mm-hmm. I would agree because I can see them too, but your spirit guides were more dominant, so I had to go with your career. I'm sorry.
Sounds like my dad more than anything.
I think that what you need from the oneness is to know that they pop in and out when they want to, but you know that anyway. So it's like you don't need to hear that. That's partly why spirit guides, they say you need to believe in your self-worth, self-esteem, and get out there and show the light and sing. You sing. So sing. But you need to be seen doing something else artistic and creative besides singing. But sing. You got a nice voice. It's sort of, I don't hear it exactly, but I'm hearing sort of country westerny kind of thing. I sing opera, so I can't imitate it. But is that what you see? Like that?
I won't. I literally, when I've been in the car lately, I've been singing country music by myself.
funny.
Yes.
So she could be like Kelly Underwood.
Okay, Kelly, thank you so much. Your
Thanks.
timer
Thanks for
went off.
coming
We
on.
have one more. One more. Okay, let's see. Alex. Alex?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Alex.
Hey, Alex.
How's everybody doing today?
Great,
Hi,
Alex.
we can't see you.
I know. I
Shy.
literally just got out of the shower. My hair's a mess. Sorry.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. Vanity is our name, boy. Instead of women. Okay. Yeah. I'm sensing a strong vibration from your energy source. I think you're quite a dynamic personality when you're in the zone, but when you're out of the zone, you lose yourself. It's like, what do I do next? How? What? I wonder if that's going to work. And you worry about things. But when you're on top of the ball, as it were, and you know where you're going, what you're doing, you're almost overpowering in the, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I want to neutralize you a little bit. I want to bring that power down a tone, and I want to bring that negative side up, so that we get more harmony in your focus, about yourself and about the people you meet and the things that you do. You question everything, don't you?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. Listen instead of talking. That's what I say. Because like if I was saying I went down the road and I saw a car, you would interject with what kind of car is it and how old was it? And I would say, well, I haven't got to that part yet. So it's like they want you to stay cool and listen more and get more of the information before you ask your questions. I know it's your training to ask questions. I feel almost like I'm not sure which one I'm in, the forces energy. Obviously I was never in the forces, but my dad brought me up as a tomboy and under the forces tradition because he was in the war, so you get influenced by these things. So I'm just feeling you've got that kind of influence that is the discipline, the organization, the structure, but where's the fun? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I
What are
enjoy
you going to do? What are you going to do for fun?
Adventure and sailing.
Yeah, he is. Going
That
back.
sounds nice. Yeah.
Alex-
Well, wait a minute. I have to say one thing. I'm seeing a tornado, and I'm feeling don't rush like a tornado. Take your time until you really, really, that was a kind of jokey thing, really, really know what you want to do and then go for it full helter. But until then, take your time. Okay.
Alex, can you see Joan's private chat?
Yes.
You can always copy and paste it so you have it.
Yeah, I can agree. I agree with that.
I would agree with that too, bearing in mind what I just said. Okay. So, but don't overload yourselves. Make sure your direction, you've got all your facts and you know where you're going rather than whirly swirly out there. Okay.
No, I understand. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you so much, Joan and Margaret. It was fun tonight.
Yes, thank you both.
It was a really
Thanks for being here.
really good night, and it's already time to go. So
yeah,
we want to thank you, Joan. Go ahead and tell us where you can find your website, or get in contact with you again.
You can find me on the web at jonesconnect.com, and you can also find me on Facebook at Jones Art Connect, and then a private page, Jones Heart Connect. So thank you so much for letting me come.
And Margaret, where can we learn more about you?
My easiest way to say is put my name on Google and I'll come up.
Well, we'll have to have you.
That sounds bad, but I don't mean it that way. Katie is redoing all my books, all my shows, all our own show together. So, I haven't got a lot of, I've got my emails, but I get so much spam, so swamped. So best way is search me, see what you want, and then come back to me, and you'll see my emails, Professor, PROF for Professor, short version, and then Margaret, and then for my initials, RVC, Rogers Vancouver.
Great.
So
guys,
at Gmail. Yeah.
It was a pleasure to have you both
Thank
on
you
tonight.
both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's my
Thank you.
5 minutes.
Saved by the bell.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I appreciate that. Okay.
Thank you,
Loved
Margaret.
having
Thank you.
Wow, that was a fun show tonight, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
We're busy.
I agree with you,
Every minute of
Sister
it.
Barbara.
We didn't have time for anything else. I'm really glad it was a really great turnout.
Well, we can share that next week.
Oh,
could we
no,
not?
definitely. We will.
Yeah,
We will
it was
do
a
that
good
for
Torture
us.
Tuesday.
Yeah, it was a good Torture Tuesday. It was fun. A lot of fun. I'm glad we did it. So, it was really
The Pumpkin
interesting.
Queen. Yeah.
It was a great night, and we
Yeah, it
have.
was.
Yeah. So, what time are we out of here? We're out of here now. What time do we get out? I lost my brain somewhere. No. So next week we'll talk more about what I think I'm not sure who we have in the book next week. We have our next is it next week? Next week is November. Oh geez.
Ooh.
All Souls Day. We have
Where did
Carmen.
2021
this is a
go?
good one for
Jeez.
anybody who lost a pet, especially a dog. Carla Down. He's gonna I think that's how you spell it. Cara Down. Talk about
Thank you, Augie.
his dog and how he feels
Thanks,
that
Aug.
his dog visited him after he had passed. So that should be a good one. And we'll have him for the first hour probably, and we'll go back and we'll do everything we were going to do tonight with all the ghost stuff, and it's going to be a good Halloween.
Yeah, we had nice crowd interactions, from the listeners.
Yeah.
That was
Yes,
real
we
cool.
did.
Yeah.
Yes, we
It was a
did.
good night.
Mhm.
It was a good night. It was a really good night.
Should we dress up next week too?
We could dress up. If you want to dress up like me, you can.
Yes, I do, Jenny.
I don't know if I should take this as a compliment.
Hey, the
I
best
would.
form of flattery is a mimic,
Yeah,
right?
I would. Yeah.
I want to be just like you when I grow up.
Oh, you want to be me when you grow up? Our live says we've only been on for an hour and 46 minutes, but it's 11 o'clock, right?
I think we started a little bit late.
Yeah, we
Probably.
did. We're at
Okay.
148 right now.
Sean, what are you talking about? I know. Sean, what are you going to be talking about tonight on Into the Night with Sean
Into the
Kelly?
night. Yeah, what I'm going to be talking about is our past investigation down at the Marco's restaurant
Good.
for the Uniontown Ghost Walk and whatever comes up. Maybe a
Oh
little
my
bit
God,
more about
And do
Halloween.
you have a guest on the show, or is it you lone wolf?
Just by myself.
Lone wolf.
Yes, ma'am.
If we end up talking about that next week, I'll have to tell the story about the group of people to come up. I scared the crap out of them.
Yeah, yeah.
I like
yeah.
your backdrops, Jason. Is that green screen or is that
It's green screen, yeah.
That's nice. Very
Thanks.
nice. Who do you use?
Free pictures on Google.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can never get my green screen to work. I use this. It's a free service I'm using right now because I'm too cheap to get it. I don't know how to do it myself. I'm not
I just
smart
got a
enough.
free picture and I got a green screen set up on the wall behind me. And it
Good.
turned out pretty good.
It looks really good. And Trish, you look wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to do some what do you call that? Print screen. Is that what you do? Screenshot.
Screenshot.
Well, it's tonight, so I can put it on our website. I think we all. And Sean, who are you supposed to be?
A monk.
You know what? I was going to be the Invisible Man tonight.
Well, how are you going to be the visible?
He was
man?
just going to disappear out of the scene.
What I was going to do is have the camera from the computer just on the chair itself and sit over to my left. So be the invisible. But
Well,
you know what? My brother came up with this, and it was last minute, so
That's good. It's good. It's good. We don't want to make you late for your show, so
no,
let me.
take your time. We'll be good.
let me-
I'm going on. My show starts at what 11:15.
Oh, it starts at 11:15. I'm trying to find
Yeah.
our enders. So what? Real quick, what are you doing this weekend, Trish? Taking your little girl out trick or treating?
Probably, and then of course, it's Samhain, so
You'll be
I
busy.
usually honor our ancestors and the dead by visiting cemeteries and such.
Oh, I don't know if I want to go to the cemetery.
I do. It's the most sacred place.
It's almost
in the
time for
world.
Grove Cemetery.
Well, like I
Yeah.
said, I had a lot of weird stuff happen here.
Example.
A lot of weird stuff.
Gross.
That loud noise.
Cemeteries are the most holiest ground to be on. The safest place
I
to
don't
be
know
in.
about that.
Oh, I guarantee it. Mhm.
I don't know. Well, we're gonna go. I'm gonna
All
play
right.
our
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween. Thanks
This
everyone for
includes Taco
coming
Tuesday.
and celebrating this fun night with us.
I'm
with
JD
readings.
Nicasio. Thank you.
I'm Sean Kelly.
And I'm Sister Barbara Ann. I'm gonna get my ruler out.
Ah, there you go.